Hello, my name is Joe. Welcome to RollsignGallery's YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a instructional video on how to package license plates for shipping. This is something that I've seen in several groups before where license plates are shipped to customers that have bought them and they end up coming up warped or damaged or even folded. So this is going to be a documentary to show you the best way that I've found to wrap these up so they're successfully shipped. The way we're going to wrap them is within one of these U.S. Postal Service flat rate padded envelopes. Now a lot of you have expressed concern over that because of the fact there's no protection for bending. They do protect the insides with the padding, but not from being bent. The way I'm going to show you will allow you to package in one of these, which is relatively cheap for shipping, as well as give you the strength that needed to make sure that the license plate arrives intact. The first thing you want to do is select some cardboard that's rigid. This stuff is pretty thick on the edges as well as the corrugation in the middle. Double thickness cardboard also works well. But for this demonstration we're going to use single thickness cardboard because that's the most common. What we're going to do is cut these first into segments so that they are about the size of the plate. To make them fit well with protection, what we're going to do is match them up with a panel here and basically have the width about 1 inch wider than the plate. The ends can be pretty close to where the edge is though, as long as the width is good enough. So we're going to cut an initial panel out of this to get the size that we need for the remaining panels. As luck would have it, these panels are about 1 inch wider than a license plate. So these will work out perfect. So once removed from that, and take your license plate, and we're going to give it just a hair longer than what the license plate is. This is actually enough for it. It doesn't have to be any much more than that. Plus we want it to fit within the flat rate envelope anyway. So we're going to put it up to there. We're going to put a mark to show where it is. You can see the mark that I put on there. And what you can do is use the glue lines that naturally come up with the formation of the corrugated cardboard as a guide to know where to draw your line across. You can give a little bit of a variance, but that helps with lining up where you need to cut the cardboard. So now with that in mind, I'm going to put it down. We've got it lined up with one of the lines on there. It just happens to work out correct. And we're going to cut. There you go. There you go. Alright, and there's your outline and your template for the other ones that you're going to make. Now the key to making this strong is to use cross hatches that oppose each other on each layer of cardboard. In the case of this one, I'm going to use the cut piece that I just did as an example. If you notice on here, you got all the corrugation on the long side. That means it's going to be the strongest for preventing it to bend left to right. What we do for the next layer is have the corrugation on the top. That'll make it stronger for bends going this way, top to bottom. And we're going to alternate layers doing it that way. So here's our template. And as you see, the corrugation is on the long side on this one. So we're going to cut this panel with the corrugation on the short side. So using the template, we're going to match up the sections. Actually, let's take that tab off there first real quick, because we don't need that. That was from a previous cut on this cardboard. There you go. And now we're going to take our template, we're going to line it up with the straight edges, and rather than use the ruler, we're going to freehand it using the template as the guide. That will get you panels that are identical in size, which will also help in the integrity of the shipping. There we go. And there you go. So now we have our cuts. So now we're going to go through the rest of it. All the way through. And we now have our second layer. Now I know you're all looking at this with the idea that the flap is there. The way we're going to get around that is to have this fold in different spots. It will not affect the integrity of the corrugation going this way as long as it's in a different spot. Okay, so now we have all 6 of our panels cut. And if you notice, we have 3 of them with the corrugation on the long side and 3 of them with the corrugation on the short side. Now what we're going to do is alternate those layers. So you have one with the long side, one with the short side, one with the long side, one with the short side, one with the long side, one with the short side. Now again, as I mentioned in the previous point, we're going to make sure that those folds from where the flaps were do not match up. So we're going to rotate that one. Now they're not lined up, so that will increase the strength of the vertical line cardboard. So now we get the plate in there. So with your layers ready, we're going to put the plate in. What you want to do is have the cardboard lined up. You want to put your plate right in the middle. And then you want your other layers to go right on top like that. You want to try and keep all 6 layers lined up with their orientation so that when you tape it around, they hold together really tight. And the plate is in the middle so it won't shift during shipment. If you happen to be shipping more than one plate on a single order, what I've found is using a thin layer of cardboard like this, not corrugated, but just a thin layer, and wrapping the plates within that will give it enough protection for each individual plate and still be able to fit within the template that we created. So we're going to take this thin layer of cardboard like this, we're just simply going to fold it over the plate, take it to the next layer, put the plate on there, fold it over to the next one, like so, and then just tape it around and that'll secure it for the trip. It'll also prevent any of the paint or coloring from scratching because of it rubbing on one another. So now that we have the plate back in between the cardboard, we're going to wrap it up now. Now this can be a little difficult sometimes because the cardboard does tend to shift when you're trying to tape it. So what I try and do is put down one side at first, lock it on, then grab all of them together and lift it all up like this. And then what you want to do, if you need your knees to stabilize a little bit, that's fine, but then as tight as you can, wrap the side like so. And bring it around to the other side. Making sure the plate stays in the center. You don't want it to become exposed. Bring it around again. If it binds like this a little bit when you're pulling on the tape, it doesn't matter. As tight as you can again. And then down again. And you want to make sure that the tape overlaps too, because the tape sticks to itself better than it sticks to the cardboard, just the way it is. So let it overlap a little bit so it holds on to itself well, and then you cut it, and there's your first tape job. You want to do another one across here and then a third one this way to prevent all movement. And there you go. Alright, with the plate wrapped up securely, noting the opposing layers of each, you get your padded flat rate envelope, slip it in there, and if you notice, perfect fit with the flat rate. Take your strip off, and as tight as you can, fold the layer over. Seal it off. You can put a round of tape around that if you like. If not, that's fine. But there it is, ready to go, and ready to be shipped. And very durable too. As like I said, you can bounce it around a lot, and it still holds the integrity of all the corners. It is also very strong bending this way. I mean, you know, you can even try and it's not bending. That's how the integrated layers of north, south, and east, west allow the strength of this to withhold. I hope everyone found this instructional video useful. Feel free to share it to anyone you feel could use it, including sellers on eBay or other websites. As well, check out my own website, RollsignGallery.com, for other information and transportation history, as well as to subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up if you think this is a great video and will be useful. My name is Joe. Thank you for watching.